Welcome back. Welcome back. The cousins are here talking a little Cleveland Cavaliers media day, just some expectations for the season based on everything that they said in the interviews. Obviously, we both watched through them because we're great journalists over here at TOT. But I mean, a lot of different style interviews. DG was trolling the entire time. Evan is, as you
Evan
guys know, Cavs fans, if you've ever watched an interview of him, is as dry as a box. But
of what?
a box.
Dry as a box of sandpaper.
Yeah. Um, JB and Kobe made some good points as always. But yeah, Donovan, a lot of questions about his contract extension, which I just hate them asking those questions. Our journalists really do, like our beat writers, like
They're
the media,
trash.
they're terrible at asking questions, like really bad. But whatever, we got what we needed from what I needed to hear.
Don't worry, we'll be at 2024, 2025 Media Day.
Yeah. But for right now, this is what we're working with. And we got, first off, I want to talk a little Evan Mobley because obviously he's going to be the step for us to really take a leap and be like one of the top 3 teams in the East, like put ourselves clearly ahead of Philly, which I feel like we kind of are with everything going on there, but like solidify it in the public's eye and everything like that. But he said he gained 7 pounds of muscle this offseason. He's playing at 225 now, I believe he said,
Yeah,
or 223.
224, and he was playing at 218 last year, whatever it was, 217.
Yeah, something like that, which is one huge because it allows him to like guard a bigger guy like a Giannis or like he could always guard Porzingis, but like now it's just like you can physically dominate someone like that. And then he has a home gym now. He's a private chef and nutritionist. Like those are big steps to like committing. And that's what a lot of the guys said. Like it's like committing to being great and wanting to win and like betting on yourself and totally investing in hoops.
I think the coaches were a big part of that decision.
Yeah, no, they said after the next series, pretty much everyone on the team said that we just needed to be stronger and more physical this year. And pretty much like everyone got a home gym, which is like kind of sick, to be honest. Like it just shows the commitment the guys have.
Yeah, Mobley is super boring to listen to him talk. I think he's an unbelievable young talent. He looked pretty good. He looked filled out. Like you couldn't really see his arms or anything, but his shoulders looked broad. I had pasta was his favorite meal from the private chef. But no, all jokes aside, I'm glad to see the young kid speaking highly of his goals and aspirations for this year. Also speaking really highly of the other veterans on the squad.
Yeah.
I know they asked him a question about TT.
Yeah, no, I think Tristan's going to be good. Like we kind of talked about it in our Tristan Thompson video when he signed with us and the Lakers signed Christian Wood. If you watched our other video, I kind of wanted the Cavs to sign Christian Wood, but I like Tristan Thompson a lot. One, it's a different kind of role than Christian Wood would have played, but it's one that we kind of needed. Like we got George Niang, who has solid playoff experience, Max Strus, who's has the most on our team and going into year 5, which is like nuts to think about.
Yep.
Then Tristan Thompson obviously won a championship here. So like I think those are the kind of guys that you kind of need. And I think that's something that a young team with not a lot of experience last year had. Like Donovan was your main guy with that. I guess you could say Kevin Love, but he wasn't even on the team come playoff time. Like we needed those kind of veteran guys that are going to make an impact.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like Tristan's going to, like we said, this is the 3rd time I'm now saying it, 5 fouls a game, 2 pick and roll dunks.
Yeah.
But he's going to be a great influence on Mobley. Championship DNA, Cavaliers DNA, drafted by the Cavs. We said that last video too. But I think he's going to be a great person for Mobley to be around, just developing as a young man. I mean, he's splitting us up, isn't he? I'm 23, you're 21.
Yeah.
He's 22.
Crazy that Mobley's 22, bro.
He's splitting us up. He's younger than me. He can't beat me in 1-on-1, and he's younger than me. But like I said, bro, he looked wide. He looked strong. He sounds like confident and articulate and smart. Like he seems like a good dude. He's just boring as hell.
Yeah, I like from all the videos like I've seen of like some of the guys posting at like Donovan Mitchell's birthday party this summer or like stuff like that.
Which we'll get into.
Yeah, he's more outgoing and everything like that. But in the media setting and like talking to like people he doesn't really know, he's definitely way more quiet.
You know where he went to high school?
Yeah, somewhere in California. Why?
I bet he went to a legit preppy, like a basketball prep school because he's like super media trained.
No, he did in California though. I don't remember exactly what the name was. I know he went to USC for college.
Good to see him actually put on muscle though, because like guys like that, like the day after last season, and we'll get into this later too. I think the whole team was fucking rattled by that Knicks loss.
Yeah.
But guys like that after the season, your immediate reaction is go put on muscle. It's a lot easier to say that than to put on 8 pounds of muscle as a skinny boy. So to go out there, or 7 pounds, whatever. So to go out there and do it, I mean, hats off to him. We'll see how his movement is. He said he was working on his jumper and his handle. One thing that I want to talk about before we move on from Mobley, I really like this. He said this is a directive from the coaches, but also like his own kind of idea. He wants to push the ball in transition more.
Yeah.
I think that's cool, bro. That's what you're talking about, Giannis vibes. Like he said he wants to get boards and go, which I like.
Yeah, no, I mean, throughout the interviews, we were everyone kind of said, I think we were like 30th in pace, and like we want to be able to push the ball down the floor more. But there's also like two extremes to that, because like one, like if you heard JB say or Max Drew say, like we don't want to be the team that runs down the court and takes the first open three. We want to like be methodical and everything like that. So like, which I agree with, but I also think you have to play at a faster pace just to get you easier looks. And like having two bigs that consistently run the floor, those looks for them are going to be way easier to score than if you're in a half court offense, having DG push, like dribble it up slowly, or Donovan, and working a set in for them. They're young guys, and they're not like the most polished guys like an Anthony Davis or an Embiid or a Jokic yet. Like they're just not. So you have to get them into mismatches. You have to get a steal down off of a rebound. Like if, for instance, Donovan grabs a rebound, like where he does his sky thing, he grabs it really hard, and he throws it up to Mobley like on a switch against Derek White or something. Like those are the kind of buckets you just need, the quick fire ones when it gets going and tough in the playoffs. And I think that's super important. But
I thought it was cool also to hear last thing in the half court. He said he's going to be handling the ball more. So we'll see what that means.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to try and get him the ball more for sure this year. And I
we've
definitely
been
think
talking more about him doing pick and roll stuff with DG and with Donovan, but it was just interesting to hear him say, I'm going to be handling the ball more in the half court. It's cool stuff.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot more high post, like where Embiid likes it at the elbow. I think we're going to see a lot more of that this year. But I kind of want to get into Max Strus and welcome Slim into the show.
Yes, sir.
But I kind of want to get in more to the Max Strus, George Niang kind of aspect of it. George Niang didn't talk on actual media day, but he talked today. We're recording this on the 3rd.
It was the after practice interview?
Yeah. And he is just an electric factory, dude. I know you don't like
him. He is an electric factory, though.
No, I know you don't like him, but he is hilarious. And I would interview him every single day.
I'd probably like him if he was if the shield was on his shorts. I'd probably like him. He is an electric factory.
Like I'm telling you, dude. Like there's just a couple aspects. One, he's the minivan. That's his nickname. Like that's sick. Two, he's just like self-deprecates himself all the time. Like it's hilarious.
He's pretty self-aware.
Yeah, for sure. But it was a great interview. It was very funny. But going on to kind of him and Max Strus, like the role they're going to play, I think you heard a lot of the guys talk about the spacing aspect of it, obviously. But more importantly than just like stick a guy in a corner, they want to use them in weak side actions coming on down screens and curls and stuff like that.
Which is what we predicted.
Yeah, we said that they should. And if they don't, they're just wasting that kind of talent. Yeah, and Isaac Okoro is the guy you can put in the corner.
Yeah. Huh? No, we can't really take credit for that. It's a no-brainer, but
yeah, but like Isaac Okoro, for all his like gripes, he's a decent corner 3 shooter, but he doesn't hold the same gravity that a George Niang or Max Strus holds. George Niang's more of the spot up guy. Max Strus is the movement shooter. If you look at the percentage, it's not the best for Max, but the gravity that he holds on the court, if you have a back screen on the weak side with DG or Donovan handling the ball, and you have a pick and roll coming that way, it's a 3-on-2 in the strong side, and now you have an action on the back where you can't have weak side help, or Max Strus is getting a wide open 3, or Evan Mobley or Jared Allen's getting a slip dunk. Like there's just so much you can do, and I think JB was alluding to it today. He was like, yeah, we just have to disguise it a little bit better. Like we were a heavy pick and roll team, but like everyone knew what actions we were getting into when we were running it.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting to hear Max Strus just talk about how, like, I know that you probably remember the conditioning thing.
Yeah.
How he, 8 more laps than everybody else or whatever?
Yeah, we had a conditioning test, and he did 8 extra laps or up and backs, whatever.
I love hearing him say, like, yeah, I did play in Miami, and yeah, that left a big impact on me, but that has nothing to do with that. How do you think I got to where I am right now?
I like that.
Yeah, he said that's what I've been doing. That's what I've always done. And he said, actually, get used to it. He was the only one in the interviews that had a little fire to him, bro.
And what I peeped is that bro, all the guys talk about that duo specifically, George and Max, in the same light. Not only just because they just got there, but I think that the impact of their style of play is so critical to what the Cavaliers needed. I think when I listened to Spida, I know that his tone of voice wasn't so proud of their experience, going to the playoffs against the New York Knicks, and
He
then
said
he
it
talked.
sucked. Quote.
We
He
were
said
just
it
talking
sucked.
about that, how they were all rattled.
And I think the way that he spoke about Max and George really shows the impact of what's about to happen on the floor, not just between those two and a Donovan Mitchell, but also a Darius Garland. And then you can hear JB and Kobe talk the same thing, speak on the same impact that Max and George have. So I'm excited to see those two.
I thought it was interesting, bro, just to hear like him say, first of all, they pursued him just as hard as he pursued them.
Yeah.
Second of all, he went right to K-Love. K-Love said, that's the spot for you. I want you to go there 100%. It's a great organization, great coaching staff, great culture.
Shout out
I
K-Love.
think you'd be a great fit there. And he said, when I start playing well, or if I start playing well, whatever he said, Kevin Love's to blame.
Yeah.
Thought that was cool too. And I just think the movement stuff you're talking about, those weak side actions. I was looking at some film from Miami last year, just trying to touch up. I've been watching a lot of shit of a lot of guys. So fucking hyped for the year to start. But he does kind of run around those roly-poly screens, like running in circles. He's coming down to the block and coming back up when there is strong side stuff that's going on the other side, or like maybe a dump down to the block, and he's over there on the other side running a specific action. I know that's Miami. They do a lot of off-ball stuff like that. It's kind of like more mild.
But we have to do that. We have to do that.
Have to do that. You took the words out of my mouth. Like, that's the kind of stuff you guys need to implement to utilize someone like that to the fullest extent. Just like you said, Okoro can go in the corner. Everybody else has to do more.
Yeah, and like I think we're going to see, obviously, Evan talking that he's going to shoot a lot more threes, and he thinks that he's got better at them. I can't see Evan Mobley shooting 35%. I just can't. But if he can be like an AD level shooter,
if he gets good looks.
No, he'll get wide open looks until if he starts making them like consistently, they'll have to close out. I just want him to be in that like 34% range where you have to kind of respect it, but you can't overcommit to it. Like kind of like AD where he's not going to shoot 5 a game, but he'll shoot 1 or 2 and like he'll make either 1 or no.
One of the 3.
Like,
he'll take 3.
I just want him to be able to like have a little bit more spacing for the rest of the guys because obviously last year we could have used that, but Strus is going to hold a lot of weight on the one side. If you can have Mobley fading back out to a corner on a pick and pop on a double screen like we like to run, like that's huge stuff for us. And I think that'd be very, very interesting to see.
I know you mentioned it in the beginning also. It's going to be big for you guys to, in the half court, have sets and have stuff that they can go to for free buckets. I feel like last year there was a little bit of scramble in that Knicks series. Obviously, every team has plays. Every team has like sets that they like to run, inbounds plays, like out of bounds plays, whatever. But that backbone, now that you have a tight core that got 3 times in the offseason to work out together, I think is going to be huge for them.
Yeah, it's definitely like I think it was Max who said like the reason that Miami was so successful is because the group of guys are just like tight and like homies.
That made me chill. That gave me chills about the Nets when I was listening to that part of the
game. Like the Cavs are like that. Like they've been for years, and obviously they lost a couple games. Yeah, like they've lost some of that in losing like Lamar Stevens and Jetty Osman, but like the rest, like George is like just from his vibe, he could be friends with anybody. Max Strus knows Donovan Mitchell, and he's worked out with the guys a couple times now, and you're only going to get more comfortable with people as the year goes on. Evan, Darius, Donovan, like Karis, Isaac, like they all hang out.
Yeah, they've been together. And also, last thing we touched on that Strus is the most experienced playoff player on that team, and he's kind of a vet in the locker room, and it's his 5th season.
Yeah, 5th or 6th year. It's crazy.
Or it's
That's
his 6th
crazy.
year. He's played 5 years, yeah.
But like, yeah, I just think that for the Cavs, the most important thing is they kind of talked about it throughout the interviews, like different guys, but they were saying like we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And like last year, for as much as like we were uncomfortable, like it wasn't that many times. Like everything we were just kind of winning, and like even like the big games, like we swept the Celtics last season in the regular season. All of them were OT games, but like we needed a 41 piece from Karis and Donovan in the first game. The second game we needed 2 Grant Williams missed free throws, like all that kind of stuff.
Legendary game.
Yeah, like all that kind of stuff is important. And I think throughout the year, like Donovan said, there's going to be winning streaks. There's going to be, knock on wood, not too many losing streaks. But like, I just think that the guys need to get, like, I want them to have a nice home court. I want them to win 53 games plus. We had 51 last year. I think 53 is reasonable.
You're better than the Sixers.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I believe so, but that's also me being a homer. I just think when it comes down to it, I want to see us be successful in the playoffs, but I want to see us throughout the year, like, show improvements in pace. I want to see us show improvements in offensive efficiency. I want to see us be top 5 in both defense and offense. Like, I want that to be what happens. And
The
I think,
standard.
Huh?
The standard.
Yeah, I want us to go and, like, we were the number 1 team in blowouts last year. Like, we beat the most teams by 10 plus points in the league. I want us to continue doing stuff like that. Like, I want us to blow out the Pistons by 35. Like, I want us to, like, kick ass. And I think going into the playoffs, we'll play a nice, hopefully I want a top 2 seed. That's the goal. Ideally the 2, because I don't want to play Boston, or I want to play either one of Boston or Milwaukee, and hopefully they lose to someone else before they have to play us. But I'm curious to see how the year goes on. And obviously we'll talk matchups, East and West standings coming out soon, but I'm definitely excited for the season. And I was more confident in us winning a championship a week ago.
Right.
But I still have, like, decent hope. Like, I don't feel like we could beat anybody on any given night. And that's not me just being a homer. Like, I really do feel that way with the talent we have.
I want to touch on Donovan.
Okay.
His interview was weird to me. I'm not hating at all.
Okay.
And, like, I know it's not realistic as a business, and you're an asset, and you have agents, and you have media training to say, oh, I fucking love it here. Like, I'm not going anywhere. You want to keep yourself available for money and whatnot. But, like, he was just giving me weird vibes. It's like, we'll see after the year. He kept answering the same over and over again. Like, I'm real excited for what we could do this year. I'm real excited for the group we have now. And then even when DG got asked, he had a similar answer where he's like, yo, he's a grown man. I'm not going to make decisions for him. That's a question to ask Donovan.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, like, I'm not confident that he's going to re-sign.
He also did say, though, we could be sitting here in the same spot next year, no problem. Everyone keeps forgetting I have an extension. Like, I have an option.
Yeah, no, he can technically sign an extension now and make more money for the next 2 years than he would have otherwise. But, like, if I'm him, I'm not signing an extension this year anyway. Because 1, you're going to make more next year, if anything. 2, you can see how the season turns out. And if it sucked, then, like, you can be gone. But I really do, like, I'm not confident that he stays. I'm also not, like, I feel like it's really a 60-40 that he stays. Like, he just wants to be in New York so bad that, like, I could see it. But I don't know. I think he really does love the Cleveland.
You got to have a good year.
Yeah, I think we'll be special.
Be in New York after all that?
Yeah.
That's where he wants to go.
He wants to be on the Knicks so bad.
I don't know, bro. I would think after last season, he'd be more eager to especially run it back after the first round of the playoffs this past season. And just everything that went down with the trade deal. I think that he would at least show up on a day-to-day basis for the Cavs.
No, he definitely will.
Oh, he's going to do his job. He's a good professional.
Yeah, no, he'll definitely be he'll be here. He'll play his heart out the whole year. I don't know if he's gonna have a better year than last year because that's a tough year to beat. But I think he's through and through just like professional guy, and I really he wants to win here. Like you heard the guy say, Donovan helped recruit Strus and Niang. Like Niang's not here if it's not for Donovan, in my opinion. But
awesome stuff, dude. It was refreshing to listen to another team stuff.
Yeah, I mean. That's it for Cavs fans today. We'll have another video out soon, but comment, subscribe.
Week 1 previews coming.
Week 1 previews are coming in 2 weeks. So check those videos out and peace.